Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is JGod, and in today's video I'm going to talk about something a little bit funny that came up in my comments section. And they said, I think it's inappropriate to do a tips video while using a modded rapid fire controller. And my first thoughts was that it was just a subscriber that was trolling. Soon after I found out that they weren't trolling at all, they legitimately thought I was using a modded controller. So I had to kind of think about it and figure out what was I doing in these videos that made them think that I actually had a modded controller. Then after a little bit of thought, I realized that it had to do with my settings. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the #1 tip that you can use when using semi-automatic weapons to have a faster trigger finger. So hopefully at some point you do enjoy the video. If you do, remember to hit that like button. And if you're brand new to the channel, I typically cover Call of Duty news, in-game updates, best class setups, as well as other videos on how to improve at Call of Duty. So if any of that sounds interesting, go ahead and make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on if at any point you do enjoy the video. So in this next part, what I really want to show you is the settings that you can do to make sure you change this, because ever since I changed it, I've gotten a couple comments like this, but it's not very common. What you do is you go to your settings right here, you go to your controller button layout, and the bottom one you can actually flip L1 R1 and L2 R2, and by doing that, now you're able to fire with R1 instead of R2. So in this first example, what you're going to see is I'm actually firing the weapon with my R2 button. So I'm actually using the trigger. I'm ADSing and pulling the trigger with the R2 and L2. And you can see how the gun fires. It's still pretty fast. You can see how much motion is involved when I actually have to pull the trigger. Because there is a little bit of cushion there when you actually pull the triggers, it actually slows you down just a little bit. By doing a flip, you notice it much more when you're actually using the semi-auto weapons. So now I've gone and done that switch. I'm going to go back to the weapon. You're going to see kind of how the trigger works now, that I'm able to just spam it a lot quicker. You can see my fingers moving hardly anything now. And because of this, you're able to fire just that much faster, especially if you got reasonable recoil control. You should be fine with a lot of the semi-auto weapons. In this specific gameplay you're seeing is a pistol, so I'm going to carry that over to the actual gameplay we're going to watch. I don't like my videos being too long, so it's going to be more of a little bit of a short streak that I go on, and then I just carry that through, talk about it a little bit. The interesting thing about this match is that I'm obviously playing Gridiron, but with this, you're going to notice is that there are people running shields, so you got to be a little bit different. I do that weapon swap there. I'm trying to deal with this people with shields, and it's a little bit tricky. You can see I can actually have pretty good accuracy, spam the trigger, and just treat it like an automatic weapon. Odds are if you're pretty accurate, you're going to be able to land shots, and you're going to be able to take people out pretty quickly. I go ahead and rotate back around this side. Hopefully that I can come around. That sticky nade did put a little bit of work in. I'm able to luckily get that shield user. They don't know I'm there. I'm not on the mini map, so I'm kind of waiting, seeing what's going to happen here. My teammate's pushing that outside. He ends up dying, so I'm just kind of waiting it out, seeing which route I want to push. Because the fact that I'm not on the minimap because I have a suppressed SMG allows me to go ahead and position myself the right way. You can see I keep doing that weapon swap so I can make sure I reload a little bit quicker. And then I come around the corner, end up mapping that guy with the pistol, with the suppressor. So the guns can be very strong if you're very accurate. Odds are you're going to run out of ammo in a lot of scenarios. So you got to be very careful with how you put people down, because it's typically going to be 3 shots to kill. And that's something I've done a lot recently, is play around with the pistols just a little bit more, because I want to challenge myself. A lot of times people just do PPSH videos all day long, and that gets kind of a little bit boring, even though that's what really people like to watch and that's what gets the views. But in reality, that's pretty easy to just put out a PPSH video every day that's pretty strong, because the PPSH is pretty much overpowered at this point in the game. It's never been touched. I did a video without any attachments and I went off completely. PPSH is a very strong weapon. So right here, I got to be a little more cautious, knowing that this dude has a shield. I got to aim for those ankles, which protects them in that scenario. I don't know how I survived this. I just got out of there, got so lucky. Luckily, the fire shotgun did not kill me from the guy from behind, and then the guy in front just happened to pass by. I'm able to get that guy with the hip fire, a little bit of ADS. They still don't know where I'm at because I keep moving around the map, and my location stays pretty much hidden from firing my weapon. So right here, I know there's someone right there. I kind of try to pre-fire a little bit, but a lot of times with this weapon, since you're so limited on ammo, you can't really pre-fire. But you can see the trigger finger absolutely melting some of these people. As they come around, I'm able to line up a shot. I got to reload, so I got to do either a weapon swap or a reload. The weapon reload is relatively fast with pistols, so it's not really like a huge advantage to swap out weapons. You don't save a ton of time. You can see as I come through, I go and take that guy out, end up shooting a couple other bullets at that guy, but I didn't actually hit him. And then I come around and try and get another flank on this side. You can see I'm on a relatively long streak. I think I'm on a 15 or so streak from just playing around and with the pistol. And you can see you can absolutely melt if you line up those shots. The time to kill is relatively fast with a pistol, as long as you can hit those shots. And another reason I want to include this gameplay is because it actually led to a funny story where I actually was running against a subscriber. And you can see this guy ends up killing me right here. And then he ended up tweeting me out. So I thought it was really cool for someone to go ahead and tweet that out saying, hey, it was super cool to play against me or with me or whatever the case is. If you ever run into me in a lobby, go ahead and tweet me out. I don't have a problem with that. Go ahead in my comments section. I've actually ran into a few different subscribers on random and they've said hi, but I didn't have my mic set up or whatever the case was. But if you ever run into me, feel free to say hi. That's pretty much wraps up the video. I went on a pretty decent streak. I don't want to stretch the video out too long. But if you did enjoy it, hit the like button. Subscribe if you're brand new. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.